Phew. I guess we'll start there. Our players, we came out, I felt like we had something to prove coming into this game, to ourselves, to everyone else, mainly to ourselves. I wanted us to believe that we can be really good in this conference, and it was going to take us beating a really good team to do that. So I'm super proud of how resilient my players were today, how many minutes they played, and were still able to perform at a high level. Got to clean up those turnovers a little bit. I do believe a lot of that was fatigue, but, I mean, for the most part, we did what we had to do when it mattered, and I couldn't be more proud.
Absolutely. And so let's start with these two you got sitting alongside you here. Let's start with Cassidy Geddes. She had 20 points, 5 assists, okay? She also had 4 steals, stuff in the stat sheet. What can you say about the freshman and the way she's grown from game to game thus far this season?
I don't see a freshman at this table, Misha. Where do I even start? With Cassidy, when we were going through the recruiting process, we knew how tough she was. We knew how smart she was as a basketball player, and we knew that she would never stop. And I think that's what showed tonight. Like, she was able to score. That's great, but she was also defending a senior and Tara Cousins and giving her fits throughout the game. And then so just to not be afraid and to not back down from that kind of ball pressure. I mean, she was at the top of the press break, the entire game. And I mean, I'm not surprised by this performance. I know that she has this in her based on her work ethic, based on what she brings to the table. So just to see it kind of translate into this win is really big.
And Cassidy, for you, what is it kind of feeling like? What are you seeing out there? Is the game slowing down for you? Like, how are you able to make the impact that you're making now as opposed to the first game in a Tribe uniform?
The game is definitely slowing down, but I think that's really just because we've really just focused on playing together, and that makes it a lot easier for me when we're all on the same page as teammates. Like, everything slows down because we all know the next move, and that's really been the biggest difference, I feel like, that's made everything, like, easy to translate.
Mm-hmm. And moving on to Alexa Mikeska, my goodness, what can we say about you? A double-double, points and rebounds, 10 boards, tied with Nyla Young for tops in boards for the team tonight. Lex, you're coming in this. We just had post-game with Coach E. You're a vet now. You know what I mean? What does that mean to you, and what did you see out there tonight that allowed you to kind of take command of the floor?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I could step into that role, lead the team, manage the court. That's what Coach E has been wanting me to do all season, is manage the game, and I think I did that well tonight. And we just played team basketball tonight, and I think that's what got us the win. So.
Absolutely. Y'all, gold star answers from both of you. Pointed to the team. But I also kind of want to talk about Nyla Young has had less minutes because of foul trouble, but many people, Kayla Beckwith, Anahi Cauley coming into the game, stepping up and filling in those minutes. What did you two as teammates see from them when they stepped in and Nyla Young went to the bench?
Yeah, I mean, in the fourth quarter, Anahi's been super clutch for us, especially that pull-up. That's her bread and butter, so we try to look for that. And then KB has been a monster on the boards, cleaning up the O boards, just putting it back up. So, yeah, they've been super helpful the whole game when players like Nyla get in foul trouble, when players like Bella are in foul trouble too, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bella Nascimento, another player we saw kind of come in and out of the game. What can you kind of tell us about her? We saw she was kind of working with trainers back there. Is she okay? What updates can you give us on Bella?
I think the pasta was just a little harsh on her stomach today. She's fine. She's healthy. She just had a couple stomach rumblings today. But then we had guards step up in her place. And I know that they were looking for subs. We were just laughing about that before the camera started rolling. I know that they were tired. I mean, playing 41 minutes and 43 minutes. But we had to have them on the floor. They made up for Bella. Bella still did pretty well within her minutes, having 8 points. But just to be a good team today, that's something that we talked about all week, just being good teammates. And as good teammates, they make up for each other. And so she was not feeling good. Guards came in, and then they did their job. Shout out to Beck, too, hitting those 3 threes today.
Yes.
That was really big, not because of the point production, but because of her confidence. I know that she had struggled for the entire non-conference with some injuries, and that affected her confidence on the court. So then to see her come in and be confident and shoot those threes, shooting 3 for 5 from the three, I mean, that's huge. A 9-7, 3 assists, 3 steals stat line for Beck. So this guard play just really came together, and they just made up for each other.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to ask about Beck and about the three-point shooting, but more generally speaking about sometimes when minutes change, when rotations change, your role on the team changes. changes or the way you can impact the game changes. What is it about this team, about the way maybe your coaching staff coaches or the way the teammates, react to each other that allows folks who don't play a lot of minutes or haven't played a lot of minutes in a game to then step in and feel confident, like you're saying, to make an impact? Oh, she wants this one. Okay.
We want to win. That makes it really easy. When that's the common goal, we've always talked about the common goal. That's the easiest part. When everyone wants to win, then you're not worried about the little stuff that's going to get in the way.
Absolutely. Short, concise.
Things are going to get in the way, right? Like, we talk about it all the time. Like, we're going to hit adversity. We went on runs. They went on runs. They called timeouts. We had to call timeouts. But we talk about the common goal. And if it's not helping us reach the common goal, then there's no space for it within this team. And we struggled with that a little bit last weekend, right? Like, the A&T game, we lost by 2, but we just didn't play good basketball. We went into Elon and we won, but I thought we played better against A&T than we did against Elon, right? And so this entire week, we sat down, we had team meetings, kumbayas, team building, long team meetings. But I thought it was important for us to learn how to communicate with each other, for one, but also to just let things go and learn how to play together, regardless of if Cass and Alexa had some disagreement about a shot that was taken or whatever it may be, right? And so once we did that, now the play that we saw today, even in how much we scored, 78 points, that just shows how together we were on this day. And we have a very tough Towson team coming up on Sunday, and we have to take what we learned today, how well we played together, and then move it to Sunday.
All right.
And then just to add on to that, I think in the A&T game, we kind of let the refs dictate the game, and it was a main focus this game, even though there were bad calls, to bring it back together, to regroup ourselves. And I think that really just helped us move forward and not worry about the last play. So that was big for us.
All right. That's it for me. Anybody from anything?
I got one last one. Coach, I'll take it back many frames from how detailed that was, and just say, how good does it feel to get a win in the Cat?
Our poor fans. Oh, my God.
shoot.
Our poor fans. We had an alumni event. When was it? A couple days
nights
ago.
ago, yeah.
The days are all kind of running together. We had an alumni event, and I said, I'm so sorry that all of our wins have been on the road. I said, but just stay with us, and I promise we're going to be able to get you some home wins. And then so I love that this one was a fight, right? Because it gave all of our fans something to fight for too, right? Like, people were coming to us after the game like, man, you kept saying we got to bring our own energy. That made me feel like I got to bring more energy. And I'm like, I wasn't trying to, don't take offense to what I'm saying here. But just to be able to give them that, I think is so important. They come here night in, night out. We've had such a great crowd in Kaplan. So to be able to pull this win out in front of our home fans, it means the world to this team.
All right. That's about it for me. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Good job, guards. Yeah.